In this lesson, I will primarily focus on how you can set headers and footers in your printouts. But before I dive into that, let's explore a way to see the worksheet that will be quite useful to you. Let's take a look at the page layout view. I will open the View tab, and in the Workbook Views palette, the Normal View is currently active. This is the view you are likely using almost all the time while working with your workbook. However, when you need to work on tasks related to headers and footers and even aspects of page formatting, as you saw in the previous lesson, the page layout view is more suitable, which I will activate by clicking the page layout tool. Now the way you see the worksheet resembles a Word document quite a bit. Of course, it's not a Word document, but here, instead of seeing all the cells as continuous rows and columns, you see how the data is going to be printed as worksheet pages. It very much resembles the print preview view, with the difference being that here you can edit the data. For instance, I will select cell B2 and enter the value 2000 and press enter. Generally, I work normally on my worksheet, but at the same time I can see exactly how it will be printed and how it will appear on the printed page. I will scroll down so you can see that at some point the page transitions to the next both vertically and horizontally. To make this even clearer, I will click the zoom tool and select 25% and press OK. I believe that what I mentioned earlier is much clearer now. I will click the tool for 100% zoom and return to normal view. Observe these dashed lines that indicate the division of the printed pages. With the page layout view, you were seeing your cells organized within pages as they would be printed. Now, let's see how you can insert simple headers and footers, and you will understand why the page layout view is important. From the Insert tab in the text palette, I will click on the Header and Footer tool. By clicking this tool, I actually moved to the page layout view you saw earlier, but with the cursor in the central header area. I will click inside the cell and go to the View tab, where it shows that the page layout view has been selected. Now we'll click in the area to add a header, so now I'm working within the header. That means I can come here manually if I switch to page layout view and click on Add a header. The headers and footers tool I clicked earlier just brings me here automatically. Regarding headers and footers in Excel, they work differently from Word. There are 3 different and independent spaces to insert the header, and by going to the header and footer tab and clicking on the tool to go to footer, I see the corresponding spaces for the footer. I will click the tool to go back to header. And keep in mind that whatever I said about the header also applies to the footer. So I can put something either in the central part of the header where the cursor is now, or in the left part, or the right part. Whatever I put in each of these areas is independent of the others. I will click on the left area of the header and enter the text sales 2019 to 2023. That's the text I want to be in this area. Now I will click in the central part of the header and notice that this text appears on the right page as well, as it is generally the case with headers and footers. What I insert once will be printed on all pages in the same area. That means the text I wrote will be printed in the upper left corner of every page. To return to the worksheet, I just need to click on a cell. So now I have closed the header and footer, and I'm working on my worksheet in page layout view. From the View tab, I will click the Normal tool. So now I'm working in Normal view. Here the headers and footers do not appear. They appear when you print the worksheet or when you are in page layout view or print preview. Let's also add the footer. From the Insert tab in the text palette, I will click the Headers and Footers tool, and now I will click on the tool to go to footer. I will move to the right part of the footer and write my name here, for example. Okay. Let's see how all this will be printed. From the File tab, I will open Print, and notice that in the upper left corner is the header I added, and in the lower right corner the footer. I will move to the other pages and notice that the header and footer appear on every page in the positions where I placed them. This is just a static text that appears on all pages. However, there are cases where you might want dynamic text, something that will change depending on something, for example, the page number, or even the date the worksheet was last edited. This is not static text because the page number will be different in every page and the date needs to be updated automatically. Let's see how this is done. I will exit here with the back arrow, and from the Insert tab in the text palette, I will click on the Header and Footer tool. Notice that when I am in a header or footer area, the Header and Footer tab appears, which contains some tools. In the Header and Footer palette, there are two tools with ready-made headers and footers that are frequently used. I will open the Header tool and select page 1 of question mark. It replaced the header I already had with a suitable header to show me on which page I am and how many pages there are in total. I will click inside the header and see that behind this text there is this code, as you could call it. You don't need to memorize how these are written. There are tools that insert them automatically. I will press delete here to remove this text, and I will place the cursor in the right area of the header. See now how I will create the same thing manually. I will first write the word page and put a space after it. Now from the Header and Footer tab, I will click page number. What appears here will be replaced by the current page number when printed. I will continue by adding another space, writing the word off, another space. Now I will click the Number of Pages tool. This text will be replaced by the total number of pages. Let's see how this works. From the File tab, I will go to Print. Now see in the upper right corner how the text changes. I will change the orientation to landscape, and now you see that the total number of pages is different, and this is correctly shown in the header. Now, let's see what other fields you can have at your disposal. Something that changes dynamically, like the page number or the total number of pages, is called a field. I'll exit here with the back arrow, and from the Insert tab in the text palette, I will click on the Header and Footer tool. Here in the central part of the header, I will click the Current Date tool. Now in the printout, the current date of printing will appear. If I want the time to appear as well, I will click the Current Time tool. So now they appear together. I will place the cursor between them and type a space and maybe insert the vertical bar character and another space. This is just to make it look better. You can add whatever text or other characters you want, or even not add anything at all. Now I will move to the footer using the Go to Footer tool, and in the central part where I'm already, I will click the Sheet Name tool. Here the name of the worksheet being printed will appear. I will go to the left area of the footer and click the File Path tool. By pressing this tool, both the file path and the file name of the file appear. So the title is somewhat misleading because it says just file path, but it's not just the file path, but the file name as well. If I want only the file path, I will come here and delete the text related to the name. Now I will move to the right area and delete the existing text here and click the file name tool, so only the name of the file will appear. To see how all this appears, from the File tab I will go to Print. Here now in the central part of the header, I see the current date and time separated by this vertical bar character. In the right part of the header, I see the page number and the total number of pages. In the left part, in the left area of the footer, I see the path, the folder in which my workbook is stored. In the central part of the footer, I see the name of the worksheet, while in the right part of the footer, I see the name of the file, the name of the workbook. I can make any combination of these and display the results that interest me. All these are located in one place. I will exit here with the back arrow and open the Insert tab, and in the text palette there is the header and footer tool. I did all this from here. So also in the View tab there is also the option to go to Normal View or to the Page Layout view, from where I actually do all these things. I will click in the central part of the footer, so now the header and footer tab is activated, and here are all those buttons from which I can insert fields. That's all for this lesson. Thank you for watching.